We begin with this, a live look outside of the Hard Rock collapse site. Developers of the Hard Rock Hotel say demolition should be complete by mid-December, 14 months after the building under construction collapsed and killed 3 workers. But what will happen next at the property once it's cleared? Should we expect another hotel project, and how soon will it happen? Chief Investigative Reporter Greg LaRose has been asking those same questions. He explains why it could be quite some time before we see any activity.
Developers of the Hard Rock Hotel say they haven't talked about what's next once demolition is complete, but whether they or other investors choose to build here, there are lots of obstacles to be cleared.
The ownership group is singularly focused on bringing this building down safely, completely, and as soon as possible.
Stephen Dwyer represents 1031 Canal Development, the ownership group for the Hard Rock project. All of the parties involved face several lawsuits from construction workers and business owners with claims for injuries and lost income. These cases will take several months to play out as a court figures out how the blame for the accident is shared and who'll pay out millions in likely damages. Plus, the city of New Orleans is suing 1031 Canal to cover their costs related to the collapse. But these lawsuits wouldn't necessarily stop a new construction project from moving forward. What could get in the way, though, are liens from the various contractors who worked on the Hard Rock project. They're basically claims against the property in case the developer or prime contractor run out of money.
In part, it says that the folks on the project are nervous that they're not going to get paid.
Ethan Lobo is an analyst for LevelSet, a service that tracks lien activity. Liens are fairly common in the construction industry, but the Hard Rock collapse led to a surge in claims.
The size and the amount is very remarkable to begin with.
Court records LevelSet compiled in mid-October show claims totaling more than $13 million from companies who said they're still owed for their work on the hotel.
Well, in a horrific situation like this, the money is just going to stop, right?
Seth Smiley is a lawyer whose experience includes liens. He says all of these claims could hold up the start of another project and even stand in the way if 1031 Canal wants to sell the property. Smiley also represents 3 plaintiffs in personal injury cases against the owners.
If you have this mountain of liens that are on this project, the new buyer could potentially buy it subject to all the encumbrances. But I don't know who would want to do that, right?
1031 Canal's lawyer Dwyer also has a background dealing with construction liens and says the owners will make good on what they owe.
Yes, there was a collapse of the building, but nevertheless, liens are being addressed. Liens are being resolved currently, and liens will be finally resolved. We don't anticipate any problems with any of that.
As of mid-October, court records show more than $550,000 in outstanding liens had been paid. That's 4% of the claims against 1031 Canal. But even if the developers meet their obligations, there's still the matter of whether another hotel project can gain city approval. The original Hard Rock took several months to clear planning hurdles. It faced staunch opposition from the Vieux Carré property owners, residents, and associates.
The developers have a tough road to climb to convince the city and the citizens of New Orleans that they should be entrusted with a project of this magnitude ever again.
Aaron Holmes leads the neighborhood group. VC Pora was against the waiver Hard Rock developers got to build above the 120-foot height limit. Holmes says that exception went away when the building collapsed. To demolish what's left, 3 buildings next to the construction site had to be torn down. What's planned for those properties also troubles Holmes, especially if it's an expansion of the original project.
And our major concerns are that the developers and owners could come back with another proposal that is even more out of scale than the original one.
We just have not talked about a project moving forward. We just are not there. We are singularly focused on a safe and rapid as possible demolition of the building. That's where we are.
Dwyer added that the 1031 Canal team also hasn't discussed financing a future project. And that brings up another obstacle. With the COVID-19 pandemic taking a major toll on tourism, there's little appetite among investors to put money into hotels, especially the full-service type that are dominant in New Orleans. If 1031 Canal or any other developer has to borrow money to build a hotel, they might not find willing lenders.
It's very unlikely that a lot more projects break ground because financing is very, very tough to get right now in the hotel space.
Jan Freitag with STR tracks hotel occupancy and development. He believes tourism will eventually rebound, but he says investors right now are only interested in limited service hotels, the type you find in the suburbs.
Are you building a full service, meeting oriented hotel with large ballroom space, multiple food and beverage outlets, and hundreds of rooms? Good luck. That's probably not going to happen.
How long will it take for investors to build up an appetite for hotel projects like the Hard Rock? Jan Freitag says money will follow demand, but it could be until 2022 in New Orleans for hotel occupancy rates to get back up to healthy levels, and construction might not begin until months after that. In the meantime, the outlook at the corner of Canal and Rampart is uncertain. For WDSU Investigates, I'm Greg LaRose.